Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, this amendment puts only licensed Florida acupuncturists under Chapter 457 of our statutes on the list of medical professionals that are able to treat car accident victims through PIP. I filed this amendment because acupuncture has been shown in studies by the National Institute of Health and the World Health Organization to be very effective in the treatment of soft tissue injuries, especially in the neck and back areas, just the type of injuries that you will find in most patients who have been in car accidents. But acupuncture has recently received a reputation of being one of the drivers of increased PIP costs and also fraud, but members, nothing could be further from the truth, because acupuncture is being excluded from PIP based on one chart that showed acupuncture claims increased from $2,760 to approximately $3,670 per claim over a 5-year period. I do not think that this was an accurate report, so I called to get more information from the company that supplied it. I was sent additional information that revealed that out of the $1.1 billion paid out to PIP in 2010, about $682 million of that was for soft tissue treatments. Now, that information also revealed that out of the $682 million paid out for these soft tissue treatments in PIP, that acupuncture billings were only 0.3%, and that comes to only $2.3 million. Even then, I did not believe that licensed acupuncturists billed even that small amount, so I checked even further and personally called and spoke from the lady from Mitchell Incorporated who provided all the information to the state. That's the company they compiled the statistics. Now, she in turn sent me some additional information that showed that out of the $2.3 million being charged by acupuncture to PIP, only 37% of that entire amount was actually charged by acupuncturists. The remaining amount of $1.4 million was actually charged to PIP by people who weren't even allowed to do acupuncture and who weren't even allowed to bill it. That is untenable. If you remember that I said that only acupuncture costs to PIP were 0.3%, but if you factor in that acupuncturists only did 37% of the billings, that actually is 1/10 of 1% of the $1.1 billion that was actually filed to PIP. Now, there are people saying that acupuncture should be excluded from PIP because of the overutilization of the procedure. So I looked at that. And if you investigate further, it does sound a lot that there was a 50% increase in the utilization. But if you actually look at the numbers that I just gave you, and if you take the $2.3 million that was billed by acupuncture and you divide it by the amount that everyone says that acupuncture uses per individual claim of $3,700, if you do your math, that only comes out to about 660 claims. In Florida in 2010, there were over 150,000 claims for PIP. In 2010, 660, I don't believe, is an overutilization of anything. You know, statistics, depending how they're reported, can make anything look bad, and I'm hoping that this is pretty obvious in this case. Now, this amendment would only allow licensed Florida acupuncturists under Chapter 457 of our statutes to bill for their procedures. And using only licensed doctors and by placing a cap on the dollar amount of the claim, we in fact would be saving millions of dollars. Members, acupuncture was never mentioned in any report in regards to fraud. As a matter of fact, it was also never mentioned in any report that it was a cost driver to anything to do with PIP. Mr. Speaker and members, PIP reform is supposed to reduce fraud and significantly bring down the cost of insurance, and I'm all in favor of that. I'm in favor of Representative Boyd's good bill. But as you can see, acupuncture is not the problem with PIP. It is not the problem with fraud. Acupuncture, if eliminated from PIP, would barely make a dent in any reduced cost of any insurance. But Mr. Speaker, I also understand that this is a very complex bill and still needs to be worked out within the Senate. And as I do support getting rid of the fraud in PIP and reducing the cost of auto insurance to the citizens of Florida, I will withdraw this amendment with the hope that the bill sponsors will keep my comments in mind and include acupuncture when finalizing a bill for the governor to sign.